Hi students. Today we'll see how the power gets transmitted. How the power gets transmitted in a waveguide. Okay. So the power flowing. We know this is a waveguide, and waveguide will have dimensions. Its length is A, and its width is B. Okay, so the dimensions of waveguide, generally it is given as A by B. Okay, this is A by B. So the power transmitted or the power flowing inside a waveguide, where the waveguide is operating at a frequency greater than cutoff frequency, that can be calculated by means of complex Poynting theorem. That can be calculated by means of complex Poynting theorem. Okay, so the power transmitted in a waveguide, it can be calculated by means of complex Poynting theorem. So in order to calculate the power flowing in a waveguide, we need to consider two assumptions. Assumption number one, the waveguide must be infinitely very long when compared to wavelength. And second one is, waveguide is terminated such that there is no reflection from the receiving end. So there are two assumptions in order to calculate the power transmitted in a rectangular waveguide. We are considering two assumptions. The first assumption is, waveguide must be infinitely long when compared to wavelength, and waveguide is terminated such that there is no reflection from the receiving end. Okay, so at this case, the power transmitted through a waveguide is given by, or it is calculated by, complex Poynting theorem as the power transmitted is given by the complex Poynting theorem as P dot ds. Means the power transmitted can be given by calculating the power flowing through the surface of the waveguide enclosed by a volume, where this P is equal to E cross H star. This is nothing but the Poynting theorem, where electric and magnetic field, they are orthogonal to each other. So the power transmitted is given as the same P. Here if we substitute, we get enclosed V E cross H star ds. Okay, so this theorem gives the complex power transmitted across the surface enclosed by the volume. Then the average power transmitted is also given as half. Average means half. So the same thing, E cross H star ds. Okay, so from the definition of wave impedance, yesterday we have seen, from the definition of wave impedance, Z is nothing but, impedance is denoted as this. So waveguide impedance is given as Zg. So from the definition of wave impedance, Zg is equal to Ex by Hy or Ey by Hx. Means what is impedance of a waveguide? It is nothing but the ratio of electric field in one transverse direction to the ratio of magnetic field in another transverse direction. So with this, the power transmitted is calculated by the formulas, that is 1 by 2 Zg, this is waveguide impedance, integration the electric field over a surface, or Zg by 2 integration the magnetic field over a surface. Okay, so what is this Z for TE and TM? So we know the guide impedance, waveguide impedance for TE, waveguide impedance for TE is eta by square root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c whole square. And the same thing for Zg of Tm, means waveguide impedance for Tm is, here I'll write, waveguide impedance of Tm is, it is eta root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c whole square. Okay, now if I substitute these two things here, I get the power transmitted for a TE mode and power transmitted for a TM mode. So here this is for TE, so this is for TE. So for TE we write for TE, power transmitted is given as 1 by 2. So eta is this, so eta square root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c whole square integration, where e is nothing but it is ex plus ey whole square. Since you have x and y, you can write one is 0 to a and the other one is 0 to b. So this is dx and dy. Okay, so the same thing for TM is the power transmitted PR is equal to this one, that is Zg, that is eta root of 1 minus lambda naught by lambda c whole square by 2 integration 0 to a 0 to b mod h x square plus mod h y square dx dy. Okay, so this is about these are the formulas for power transmission or power transmitted in a waveguide. Thank you.